What's good? It's Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima,
This is not
not
another damn
another damn podcast.
presented by
Our damn selves.
oh 397.
397.
397, kid. What's good? What's good?
Uh, same old, same old.
Like already 1 month through 2025. Time be flying, bro. End of January already.
The goals that I said I was going to accomplish, I accomplished some of my goals for January, not all of them. So we got to take the small wins. That's what I'm learning now. Just take your small wins and keep moving.
That's all you can do. Take your small wins. Also, 1 week, we're not gonna talk too much about this into the Trump administration. And the internet is going nuts and shit. I don't know about your timeline, but yeah, I'm seeing chains and slavery mentioned in my timeline. So I don't know where
I've
I don't
seen a
know
little bit
I don't
of
know what
it.
Jim Crow sounds y'all Negroes live in, but
I've seen
my
some
life
of
has
it,
changed very little and shit.
but then I see people having the talk about like, did you guys pay attention in civics or did you guys
Yeah. Oh God.
like
And all presidents do this. It's like Trump just did it to the extreme. It's like he had like over 200 executive orders, but like every president does that when they first get in. They sign a bunch of
Mhm.
executive orders. Y'all don't be paying attention. This happens every 4 years.
Yeah, they
Shit.
do because it's like it's a whole process in
I
getting
with the old and with the new. It's like, yeah.
these things passed. It's a whole process that you have to go through.
A lot of times
So
the promises that they kept is like, and if you're well, as an honest politician, that's kind of a that's an oxymoron, as they say. But yeah, if you make these promises on the campaign trail, you should at least try to honor them. It's like, and I know
mhm.
everybody bullshits to an extent, like, and that's not just
Yeah.
politicians, that's human beings and shit. Everybody
Yeah.
to an extent is like, but you should try to keep as many of those campaign promises as you, if you said that,
Hmm.
okay, my first day in the office, I'm gonna. That's why with Trump, he said his first day in the office, he was gonna release them January 6th motherfuckers, and he did
Yeah,
this.
he said that.
I don't know why you mad. He told you he was gonna do this shit. He
He
said
told
day
you he was
one,
gonna do that.
day one, I'm letting all the people that are locked up, I'm letting them out, and he did this shit. So yeah, I don't know what you shocked about. That's what he said he was going to do this shit. It's like
Even though he threw him under the bus and said, I never told him to do that. So it's
he still
like,
stands by that. It's like he's like
like
yeah.
I didn't incite them
I
to do
spent the
that.
election with some bullshit. I never told him to go down there and do that. So it's
I
like
didn't incite them to do that. You kind of encourage people when people don't have their own thoughts, like people who
you
can't
didn't
think for
tell him directly.
themselves.
You didn't tell him directly to do that. You just said, "Hey, like these motherfuckers stole this election, and I'm not cool with that." Basically, something like
Yeah,
that is what you said.
yeah.
I,
You
I ain't feeling.
encourage. You definitely fan. You definitely fan flames. That's the point. You did this with flames. You fan them definitely.
But yeah, he so a lot of shit he said he was gonna do, he did. It's like, yeah, that's like a big one that everybody's talking about. And some of them other here's my thing about the January 6th. To me, it never was that big of a deal. It was like as part of our the Bill of Rights, the First Amendment, you do have a right to assemble. Them
You do have a
motherfuckers
right to
took it too
assemble,
far and shit. That's the thing. And shit, yeah,
but you
they took
can't
it too
break
far.
into
They took it too far. If they had just went down there and protested, that's one thing. But like
yeah, that would have been fine.
breaking
Like
the
they could have been
building,
outside with their picket
assaulting
signs
police
and
officers, they took the shit too far. Even if
yeah,
they
if
had
they were
got
outside,
inside and like did a sit-in, which like in the 60s, like the
yeah.
bus counter sit, if you like even got inside it and like peacefully protest, even if they got in the building and like did a sit-in peacefully, like that's fine. It's like, but like the assaulting motherfuckers, people stealing shit, like the guy that stole the little the podium, like that's the shit that's like, yeah,
Taking a shit in
it
someone's
got way
office.
out of hand and shit, that shit.
But somebody did take a shit in someone's office.
Yeah, it's on Nancy Pelosi's desk. I think somebody took a shit in the middle of her desk or something.
Yeah, it's like that's
Yeah, it was a protest that got way
disgusting.
out of hand. This shit, to me, that shit was never an insurrection or whatever the fuck. Insurrections are like involve weapons and shit. It's like that shit wasn't. It
You
was a
said it was a tantrum at
I
best.
call it a yeah.
Tantrum.
It was either a temper tantrum or a protest that got out of hand and shit. Yeah, that's what it was and shit. Yeah. So like to
Like
me,
plain and simple, I think that them idiots should have never been inside the building because it's like you don't know how to act. Like Some people you can't give
Yeah,
them any
no
type of because
protest is
you didn't
one
know how to
thing.
act.
If they had got in and I just sat there like, yeah, like arms locked or whatever, and like that, that's a peaceful protest. At most you get trespassing charges there, like, but it's a protest though. It's like you could,
Mhm.
but it's like the assaulting police officers and stealing shit and taking dumps in people's offices. Okay, like, y'all doing too much and shit. Y'all motherfucker. And my thing is like anybody with the blanket release, like I think that was some bullshit. Yeah, obviously. I think if you were just there, because not all of them J6 motherfuckers were the same. You were just there, like Bubble Cup guy. They definitely should have let him out. Like I don't know, I don't know whatever happened to him. But if you were just there, like looking around, like you didn't do nothing, like yeah, let that motherfucker out. He's been in jail for 4 years and shit. Yeah. If you assaulted cops, like you shouldn't have got let out. That's my thing. Yeah. Anybody who assaulted a police officer shouldn't have got
Bubba Cole was just
pardoned.
trying to get his stimmy. That's what I said.
That's what I joked.
He was trying to get his stimmy.
I don't know if they ever discovered who he was. It was a random brother with a bubble coat
The
in there.
world may never know.
Oh, I wonder, you know, they tracked down most of. I never found out if they found who he was and if he's like was locked up and if he got out now. If he's out, I definitely want to talk to him. Like, okay, so why were you really at the Capitol that day? That's the only question. I got one question, like, why were you really there? Because I have my theory about why you were there. And he says, "Stemmy," I'm like, I knew it.
But people are like really like it's not a doomsday. Like here's my silver lining for people who are feeling kind of down and out about what's going on because it's like it can be frustrating if you want to see a certain change happen and then that change isn't happening. I get the frustration there. But being doom and gloom is not the way to go.
Nah,
Um, we did have a Trump presidency before.
nothing
We're
happened.
still here. We're all still, well, I won't say all, but you know, be the people who are like, I can go back in your timeline and see, okay, in
Starting
January
crazy.
2017, you said this in January 2000, and now you're saying the same thing in January 2025. Like your language is still exactly the same.
Still moving to Canada. You didn't move to Canada 8 years ago. Shut the fuck up. Shit. And like I said, how come it's always Canada? Nobody ever moves to Mexico and shit. Y'all hate Mexicans. I'm just saying. Well, that too, yeah. Like they a lot the undocumented, yeah, well, the ones that were already should have been deported, they sent them out. You didn't just go around like snatching motherfuckers off their beds and shit. Like these are people that had been identified. Okay, like yeah, they need to go. It's like so they are. They went and he once again said that on day one. We're gonna get these motherfuckers out of here too and shit. So
Hmm.
he started that process. It's like it's not just everybody who's undocumented. It's like the ones, okay, like we have a list of names and shit, but a lot of them are in sanctuary cities, so you can get to them. He said, okay, day one, I'm gonna sign an executive order that anybody that's on this list, we're gonna go get them and shit. Like that's what it is.
I just don't like the fear mongering on both sides because I think there's definitely fear. Like we're at a point now, like I'm not trying to get too political, but
Yeah,
it's like I feel like fear is the driving force of what both sides of the coin are doing because it's
especially
the fear
especially
that
our people.
on the but I'm gonna break it down on the conservative side is the fear that they're taking away our American rights. They're taking away our values. Everything is just going to be too woke. Everything's going to be, we need to keep our country the way with the American values. But then on the other side, it's like, no, if we don't
Put
do
y'all
this,
back in
then
chains.
we're going to be in chains
Put
again.
y'all back in chains. Yeah, that kind of
But
nonsense.
it's extreme on both. It's like, yes, evolution has to happen because at one point it was legal for another human being to own another human being.
They had to put that
That
in the
was a
Constitution.
legal thing.
The 13th and 14th Amendments, they had to put that in the Constitution about a
That was legal that you could own
oh,
a
what
human
is that? You're
being.
right, yeah. They had to put that in there. They had to amend the Constitution to add that.
And then even after that time ended slavery, I know they're trying to wipe it out, but I'm trying to like act like that didn't happen. Unpaid skilled workers, slaves. They're not unskilled paid workers, they're slaves. But it's like even after slavery ended, it was nothing that was against it till the 1960s to say like, hey, we can rightfully discriminate. Like our mom remembers seeing whites only signs as a child.
Once again, that came from the federal level as well too. It's like after Lincoln, who was the president right after? I forget. It was somebody.
John
Huh?
Johnson.
Johnson, I
Was it
think, was
John?
the next one. Yeah,
Hmm.
it was Lincoln, another guy, and then Johnson.
Hmm.
I don't know my presidents like that. Yeah, but before Johnson, like they still like they had the National Guard. They had like the military like in like basically to make sure that okay that you're not gonna fuck with yeah the newly free black people. It's like
Hmm.
when Johnson got in, he pulled all that shit, and that's when Jim.
Supported.
Yeah. He's like, okay, yeah, we pulling all military from like especially these Confederates, all the Confederate states. We pulling all of that shit. It's like that protection. So then the Jim
Hmm.
Crow laws kicked in. But before that, yeah, they were trying to like, okay, like we know it's like shit is gonna be tense because like the newly freed like Negroes as they could, yeah, like we it needs some protection. So they had military like basically like keeping an eye on things. And then after that shit, then like Jim Crow and all of that kicked in when Johnson,
Hmm.
Andrew Johnson, who's a bitch and shit. Yeah. So, probably the
And then
worst.
it stayed in place until the 60s where black people
Rights.
not like black people just we want civil rights. You get what I'm saying? Like we civil, that just means that we want to be treated like human beings. Like just treat me like I'm a human being. It didn't say treat me better than you. It said I want to be treated as a human being because right now I'm being treated like shit. So treat me like a human being, please.
Well,
So
politics,
that was a thing that was in our parents' lifetime.
politics is like a pendulum. I tell people that it's gonna swing back and
Just
forth.
went back
What
and
happens
forth.
right now is like is it's the right's turn. It's like, but in 2 to 4 years, it'll probably swing back the other way. 2 to 4 years
Hmm.
after that, it'll probably that's just how it is. Because like when you vote, you're voting for like okay, like you made these promises. Let's see how many of them you keep. If you don't, then a lot of well, um, not our people, but a lot of people they vote the other side. It's like they vote their interests. Like Negroes don't. They like vote blue no matter who the average Negro. But yeah, it's like yeah, it's like yeah, you vote your interests. Okay, like this dude didn't do what he said. Huh, I'm gonna try the other side. Then another four. Okay, he
Hmm.
didn't do what he said. Let's try this side. Like yeah, that's yeah, that's how politics it swings back and forth. That's why. Yeah. It so happens right now it's the right's turn. It's like, yeah, but it's not gonna be like that
You
forever.
probably should have voted your interest to begin with.
Everybody should. Like I said, there are no permanent allies in politics to me. These are
Yeah, I
temporary.
don't get why people don't vote their interests.
These are temporary alliances. Yeah, I vote for
Hmm.
you now, but yeah, if you don't do shit, why should I vote for you again and shit? You didn't
Right.
do shit the first time I voted for you. Like, why would I vote you? Why would I reelect you and shit? I don't get that. It's like you didn't do shit. You didn't do any of the promises you made on the first try. Like, why would I vote for you?
Well, some of these people vote on these lifetime politicians and then
I
your
talk
life is
about
still
term
messed
limits.
up.
Congress needs term limits. I've been said that.
Mhm.
You know, it's like if we got like is congressmen are like pushing 90 and shit. Like that's ridiculous. You shouldn't be in politics 40 years and shit.
Mitch
That's
McConnell, we're looking at you.
knocking on 90 and shit. Like, don't that seems
That man, the way he just froze.
ridiculous, man? Yeah, I say because the president already has the term limits. I say Congress and the Supreme Court need term limits and shit.
Yeah, it
Uh,
shouldn't be like the Pope where it's a lifetime
exactly, yeah.
thing.
And the Supreme Court is like that. Once you get appointed, that's literally lifetime. You either got to resign or die, basically. Like that's how you got to.
Hmm.
And then with Congress is like as long as you keep getting reelected, you can serve in there forever. As long as people keep
But
reelecting.
at what point do you want to retire? Because you think about if the average life expectancy is 70, was it 78 years, I think, or something
Something like
like
that,
that?
yeah. Like around 80, something like that, yeah.
So it's like you don't want to ever retire. You don't want to like take cruises. I mean, I know that sounds cliche, but like, they have like the old people doing
You don't want
shuffleboard
to
on
be,
cruises. You don't want to do that.
you don't be papa like
Yeah,
playing
with your grandkids.
catch with the grandbabies in the backyard. You don't want to do that.
You don't want to do that. Or you just don't want to pick up like, okay, now like I've always loved drawing, so I'm going to start painting now. I'm gonna
You
pick
don't
up
want to
painting as my
live a
hobby.
life as a civilian and shit. Yeah,
I'm gonna pick up photography. Like I've always been good behind the camera, so I'm gonna do some photography now.
yeah.
You don't want to do that? You just going to just work until you die?
Ridiculous, man. Mm.
We
But
shouldn't have people that are still in their 90s doing this. But my thing that I'm going to keep on saying is don't feel so discouraged. Don't feel like the sky is falling chicken little. Don't feel,
politics.
you know,
And we've been around long enough. Like, ain't neither one of us teenagers and shit, so we know and shit. It's like it's people that well, it's Negroes that our age and older that are doom and gloom too and shit. But especially the young folks that I'm talking specifically to the young folks, it's just politics. Yeah, it swings back
mhm,
and forth every 2 to 4 years.
Gen
Sometimes
Z,
in two
alpha,
years,
whatever.
2 years we got a midterm. It's like 4 years is
Yeah.
so every 2 to 4 years.
And this is when you go and you vote. Don't just vote every 4 years because too many people just, I vote for the real election. So you're not going to vote for your local anything that's going to directly affect you?
You know these Congress seats, they up yeah, like the House of Representatives, that's every 2 years. It's like so
Yeah.
yeah, you vote that every 2 years. They only got 2 year terms. The Senate got six
Mhm.
year terms, but House of Representatives every 2 years they up for election.
Yep.
So
I
yeah,
think theirs is upcoming soon.
yes.
Yeah, I want to say theirs is upcoming because like I saw the graphic that showed how many seats are up for election. They're like this many seats are up for election.
Yes. Mhm.
So yeah, pay attention. If you are in one of those states where the seat is up for election, you need to start doing your research and viewing these candidates because this is going to directly affect your everyday life.
And right now, especially on the Democratic side, like I'll say now it's time for a rebrand and shit. Hey, y'all got four
Definitely
years to
time for a
like for a
rebrand.
rebrand and shit. Yeah, you need to be deciding now, okay, like who's our guy or gal, whoever you want to
Mhm.
who's
Who's
the
our person? Let's just say that to keep
who's
it
who's
neutral. Who's
next.
our
I
person?
say who's next and shit, yeah. Who's next?
Yeah.
Deciding that now and shit, yeah.
Who's the person that we want to drive behind?
Yeah. Really November 6th, you should have been deciding that like the day after the election. Okay, like who's next and shit. That's you should have just
Hmm.
start deciding that day and shit, yeah. Because they the parties do rebrand every so often. It's like '08 was a bit rebrand. Like after the '04 debacle, then they decide, okay, Obama's our guy. Like yeah,
Hmm.
Hillary's ass was hanging around. Like nah, we
Yeah,
going.
she was here because like she wanted it to be her, but
It's like they like that. This is the guy. Yeah, like it's not. It ain't. You ain't it. This is the guy, right? They decided. And then,
mhm.
and once again, 2016, the Republicans did the same thing. Okay, we're going to take a gamble on this wild reality real estate motherfucker and shit. We're going to go a whole nother direction.
Grudgingly, grudgingly they did
We're going to go
because
a
like I
whole
said,
nother
they didn't
direction.
want to go that direction, but they saw that he had too much,
No, but think about the last two elections. Like you had John McCain and Mitt Romney. It's like we can't keep running motherfuckers.
right?
We got to
That's why I said grudgingly because he
That's
wasn't their first choice because like he wasn't a typical Republican because he was brash, he was
why they ran
uncouth.
because he was like over the top and
Yeah, brash, uncouth. He just said he wasn't eloquent in the way he spoke. Like he just blurted out things. Like he didn't. You could tell that he didn't have a speechwriter. That's what I'm gonna say. You could tell he didn't.
Trump definitely ain't reading nobody's. No, ain't nobody
Because
writing.
some of the stuff that comes out of his mouth, and I mean the fact that he doesn't drink, so I mean we can't even blame it on alcohol. So it's like okay, like that's just you. Because whenever someone says something wild, I'm like, okay, you probably was just sauced a little bit. You probably had a little drink, and you were a little bit, a little wasted. So
Cussing and shit. How many presidents you see like cursing shit? It's like yeah, like just
yeah.
wild shit. It's like yeah, shit. It's like yeah. So like they had a rebrand, and now it's the Democrats. And now you need to decide, okay, like who's up next and shit. You need to be figuring that out right now.
Mhm.
Like
It has to be someone who doesn't move. Like, honestly, people are tired. I'm just saying in general, people are tired of a machine. We want someone who
with some passion.
doesn't just, like we say, like, I move like a politician. Like we don't want someone who moves and you get what I mean. It's like we
Like
don't want that.
passion.
We want
With some passion and shit.
the people want something different. We want somebody who is going to stand up for us, somebody who's going to speak for America, somebody who's going to really actually want to make a difference in our country, somebody who is passionate, not somebody who just talks like, yes, but if elected as your person, I would da da da. Da." No, you sound rehearsed. We don't want rehearsed
Like they joke
people.
about that on The Simpsons, yeah. Abortions for all. Abortion
Ooh,
done. It's like, yeah, like yeah, that's you don't want that. It should just like this
no.
generic like talking point politician. It's like nobody
Hmm.
well, nobody want ain't nobody got time for that as the shit Sweet Brown said. Shit. Somebody that's gonna show some kind of passion and like energy.
Since this door is open now, since we are talking about passion, people have been
I got
passionate about passionate about this DEI. People have been going in about this now.
yeah, that's once again another Trump promise. Like on the he said day one, we getting rid of that shit.
But it already has started. The wheels have started in September, I want to say.
Yeah.
I want to say so this already has been a thing that has been in the process
What
of
is your
going.
timeline been saying? Cause I might have I might have a hot take on my side and shit. Go ahead.
I see mixed reviews. I see heavy on the we boycott everybody who doesn't who pull from DEI. And then I see the people who are like, it's a lot of black businesses that are in these big box stores, i.e., looking at you, Target, looking at you, Walmart, Sam's Club, looking at these big stores. It is black businesses that have fought to get their products in. Now that their products are in, uh, so you're just not going to try to support any products inside. You're just going to completely pull. And then Miss Tabitha Brown entered the chat. I saw because she has a partnership with Target. Because when I saw that she partnered with Target, I was happy because I like we saw the rise of Tabitha Brown. We saw her rise from her, doing her thing, and now she's like has like her own line of stuff. Like I actually use her seasonings. I like Tabitha Brown seasonings.
Okay.
I haven't tried her hair care products yet, but people have heard said good things about her hair care stuff. But I do use her seasonings. I do use those because there are no salt, so that's why I use them. But yeah, she basically said that it's it's chess, not checkers. Like we gotta be smart about the way that we play things
This
because just completely pulling out altogether, it's like when you do that to a small like she was like, I fund my stuff myself. Like I'm funding to get my stuff in there. Like, so if you boycott the store, who do you think is going to be the first one they pull? If they see that these black products aren't selling on the shelf
will
and
stop
they're just sitting there,
will stop
they're
caring.
going to pull those first and put in something else.
Because Walmart's not going out of business no matter how much. Yeah, so
Target's not going out of business.
it's not gonna happen. It's like, yeah. It's like so what's your
You
plan?
can make a statement, and
What's your plan? You don't have a plan. That's my thing. Yeah.
she was saying make a statement and be basically what the gist of the video, because it was about a 10-minute video that she had up. So the gist of what I got was be intentional with the way you spend your money. Be
Yeah.
very intentional in the way you spend your dollars. If you really want to make a difference and really make a point, because like we always say, the black dollar is worth how much money? Billions.
Hmm.
Black people spend billions of dollars on products.
Facts.
Who is the biggest person who spends we spend a lot of money on things. We do. But if you don't know the value of your spending power, you just going, you know what I mean? You gotta be intentional. So like I saw what Miss Tabitha was saying. Some people's like, no, I'm still going to boycott this and that. And it's like
That's your prerogative. Yeah.
that's your prerogative, but you kind of missed the point.
Plan. Yeah. What's your plan? That's my
And then people in the comment section were telling her, just open up your own store, sis. And I'm like,
we saw that on the Sway in the morning. How Sway? Like that's what Kanye was talking about. Yeah. because Kanye was talking about yeah, because like just wait, if Kanye didn't think he could just open his own shit, what makes you think Tabitha could just open her shit? It's like, even Kanye was like on the houseway thing. It's like even Kanye, yeah, yeah. You muted, kid. I'm not sure what's going on with your microphone, but yeah, we gonna keep it moving though.
You said I'm muted.
There we go. Yeah, I hear you now, kid. Yeah,
Okay.
I guess you got so far,
So
you knocked the mic off. God damn it. Let's go.
probably did.
Continue. Yeah. Continue.
No, you were saying that
Even
like
Kanye,
I was saying,
that's what happened with the whole sway. That's what I said, yeah, because he was just like, yeah, we'll just do your own. Because Kanye was talking about trying to because like that's why Kanye partnered with like Louis and Adidas and all these like yeah, and then
mhm,
Sway was just like yeah, just that you Kanye just do your own thing. It's like yeah, but what Kanye was trying to say is like why can't black people partner with these high end brands like a Louis V or like yeah, that's what it.
mhm,
He's like, how sway? Like, yeah, like just start my own. Like, how am I just gonna start a high end brand? Like, I'll pull it out of the sky and shit. That's what he was saying. It's
mhm.
like that's what a house Wade meme came from. Yeah,
And the thing about that, even if you do start a brand or business, it's a slow burn.
yeah.
Like, I'm just being real. If you look at Black wealth versus other demographics, Black wealth is very, is it last place? I think that it's last place if you look at the wealth across
I
the
know
board
it's
by
I
races.
know it's the slowest growing demographic. Like the black wealth, like since the 60s, it's been like it's growing. It's been the slowest to growth and shit. Yeah,
Mhm.
I
Like
totally
you see what the average net worth is per race.
yeah.
And I think Black is behind everyone, I want to say.
Last and shit. Yeah.
So when you look at it like that,
If you go to like
it's
other neighborhoods, like yeah, even the Mexicans, you see the supermercados and all of that. Like they own all their business.
Lavendarian.
They own the businesses. Yeah, our hood is like is Koreans and Indians own the fucking businesses and shit. Yeah. It's like yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. That's just what
Yeah, and they said the Black dollar only stays in the neighborhood for what, like 26 minutes or something.
like black banks is very few of those. Yeah, I,
Hmm.
I don't know if Chicago even got one anymore. Chicago used to have a couple of black
Yeah, the
banks.
Seaway was like the last one I want
Last,
to
yeah,
say, but
that I know of. If there's another one, somebody let
I
me.
think it might be one. I think it might be one. I'm not sure, but I think it might be one.
And
I
I'm not
think
sure
it.
about credit unions. It's probably, I would say, probably a few black-owned credit unions. I'd imagine it's probably easier to open a credit union in a bank. I'd imagine. So it's probably
Oh, but the
on.
different races, because like I said, I'll see the Polish credit union. I'll see like the different demographic. Like they have like their own credit unions.
Yeah,
They do. I've
but
seen them.
yeah,
Yeah.
don't own anything and shit. And I don't want to hear shit about Tulsa and Black Wall Street. That was 100 years ago. Like with all
Hmm.
this black well with the Jay-Z's, the Oprah,
Tyler Perry,
Tyler Perry's of the world.
Oprah.
Add some black banks and shit. So yeah, so
Mhm.
like miss me with that and shit. Yeah, well, Tulsa.
And
Yeah,
that's my thing is
because some got
it's a
burned down
slow
100 years ago, don't mean you can't ever do it again. So I don't want to hear about Tulsa.
That's why I say it's a slow burn because it starts with a unity thing. Because first you need capital to start any business, even if it's just $50,000 of seed money. Like I would say that would be the minimum to start any small business. You need at least $50,000. How many people do you know have $50,000 that they can just pull?
Yeah, that's
They
numbers
just
about right,
don't.
like adjusted for inflation because yeah, transparency. Our dad, yeah, he started his own small business in the 90s because he had
Hmm.
lost. He got it's a company he was working for. It got closed. He took his
Hmm.
severance to start his own business. Yeah, and probably adjusted
Hmm.
for inflation, that number would probably around 50,000 that
Be
he.
around 50,000, it probably would.
Yeah, the number he had to like to start that business probably would be about 50,000 in
Hmm.
today's economy. Yeah, yeah. So he took his then the severance would be about 50,000 now and used that to start a business. So that number is about right.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So it takes about $50,000 to do that. So where are you going to get the $50,000?
yeah,
And then let's be real, a lot of times people don't want to loan you money. Like I said, people, well, I can go to the bank, go to a bank. It's like a lot of banks don't, especially like if you didn't pay attention to your credit like that, your credit's like a 580.
Yeah, getting the small business loans are hard to get. It's
They're
like
hard to get. They are.
it's like the easier loans, like yeah, like the home loans and the car loans, but like small business, they gonna be like, like they're like the banks got like that. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
they're real
your credit is
apprehensive.
like a certain level, you get your home loan, especially a car loan, even with
Yeah,
bad
car loans, they give it.
yeah,
Yeah,
bad
those
credit,
are
you get a
super.
car loan. It's like yeah,
Yeah, those are super easy.
business loans, they gonna be like like they
Mm.
like the Drake the meme. It's like they like yeah, like they not crazy. Oh yeah, banks don't like giving out small business loans. Yeah, it's hard to get
But
them.
it's a process. Like I said, this obviously it's a process. You just can't, like, yes, that's a novel idea. Let's open our own store. Let's open our own, and let's open our own store that has all Black brands in it. That's a great novel idea. However, it's a process. You need capital to do that. And then where are these stores going to be? Are they only going to be in the South? Are they only going to be in large major cities like Chicago, New York, LA? Are they only going to be in major metropolitan
All
cities?
towns like where they gonna be at. Yeah,
Where are they going to be?
like I said about the yeah about the boycotting, you gotta have a plan. What's the plan?
Like,
Like yeah.
bottom line, just stop thinking with emotions. That's just my don't just pull out with emotion like, oh, so and so, it's this. And the fact of the matter is, a lot of people don't even know what DEI even means on both sides. People don't even know what that even
So,
means
yeah,
on
that
both
hear
sides.
that phrase, but don't know what it really means. Is like yeah. And what I was gonna say about that before we move on is like a lot of especially the black dudes in my time, some of them are probably hotepery and shit. It's like, I'm like, well, DEI was never for the black man anyway. It's like say women, gays. It's like yeah, let's say like so I never got a DEI job in my life, and I haven't. So I kind of feel that where they coming from on that. I ain't never got a DEI job.
I haven't got a DEI job either. And I'm a black woman. So what does that tell you?
That's what say it's so they like yeah. So I don't
What
get.
does that tell you?
But they saying they don't care. Like, yeah, get rid of that shit. Yeah, yeah, like it never, yeah, it ain't for us anyway and shit. Yeah, it's for the women, LGBTQ, and all of that shit. It's like I say,
Yeah,
statistic
while
is
they're selling their oils on the train, calling themselves entrepreneurs.
I ain't gonna say it. I almost said who I was gonna say.
Don't say it.
I almost said it. I caught myself. Almost said it. But one more political thing, because like now we didn't talk half the podcast about this politics.
Yeah, but I mean, it was I did actually just
Because it's
shout
a
out to
big.
one of our listeners, one of our loyal listeners, Brandon. I had to shout him out because he was like he can't wait to hear our
Oh, I hope
talk about this
hope
because
we
Brandon
deliver.
did
Yeah, hope we
he
deliver.
did send me a message with that, and I'm like, okay, shout out Brandon.
One more is Michelle Obama not attending the inauguration. Like that story that took on a whole new life. I don't know if you've been paying attention. It's like somehow Rachel from fucking Friends got her name got thrown into this.
Wait, what? Rachel
Oh,
from
you ain't
Friends?
been following this story and shit.
No.
It got ridiculous. It's like we said 8 years with no scandals and now a scandal is starting to pop up and shit.
Oh,
8 years afterwards is a
do
scandal.
tell.
Yeah. Because Michelle, we all know she missed the Carter funeral and then the inauguration, and now
Mhm.
rumors are swirling that there's trouble within the Obama marriage. It's like it's more than just Trump. These are just rumors, so like yeah, it could just be capping like bullshit. Like none of this has been substantiated, but it's out there, so I feel I have to talk about it at least a little bit.
Mhm.
And they saying that a real reason is there's trouble. Like yeah, Barack and Michelle, they might be separating and shit here. And they did post a birthday pic on her birthday. Said,
Yeah, because her birthday was just on the 17th, and
look at the
like,
body language. They were like way like opposite. Like they were barely touching each other. It's like yeah. I'm like I don't know, but yeah, let's just yeah. And now they saying that I don't know where this came from, but the tabloid saying Barack was seen out with fucking with Jennifer Aniston is like saying that she's the side chick and all. I'm like And what made it weird to me is like where they smoked this fire. Like none of them have ever denied this, but Jennifer Aniston did disable comments on her fucking social media. I'm like, that's weird. Like, why did yeah?
mm,
So like when there's smoke, there's fire. I'm like, yeah, she wasn't just saying like, what are you? That's the stupidest shit ever heard.
that's
But
preposterous.
disable your comments is weird and shit. I'm like,
But
okay,
as Jennifer Aniston,
yeah,
Could she really be okay with being a side chick? Because we saw what happened with her marriage with Brad. Would she be
Yeah,
okay with you? Like,
well,
I'm just saying.
you complained about the side chick and then you become what you hated. There you
I'm
go.
just saying, like, could you actually do that? Because, like, you saw what Brad did with you with Angelina. So
You become what you once hated and shit. Yeah.
that's why I'm like, I don't know if that's like, but the comments being disabled and then her not being at two pivotal
Especially
points.
the Jimmy Carter funeral. Like Trump's inauguration, like, okay, like fuck Trump, but like
Because Trump
Carter,
missed
yeah,
he missed Biden's
yeah.
inauguration. I mean, people are like it was COVID. It's like, but he still missed it
It was
though.
and that was a little bit different. Like it was Trump wasn't there because January 6th had just happened. And like he didn't want to be there and Biden didn't want him there. It's like so yeah, he's like, what if those motherfuckers come again and try to storm my inauguration? I don't want you here. So I get like Trump not being there. And Trump was like, yeah, I don't want to be there anyway. So like it was kind of a special circumstance. Like I
Mhm.
don't want them motherfuckers messing my day up. So yeah, I don't think you should come. It's like so that was kind of a weird circumstance, like the 2021 inauguration, because Biden didn't want him there and Trump didn't want to be there, so that's why he wasn't there. It's a
But
weird.
now I'm looking back at the picture because they were sitting kind of like because they were at a table, but it's like they were like
It
not.
was like Akeem and his parents. I'm exaggerating. Akeem and
It wasn't
like
that, but I
Bat
mean.
like Bruce Wayne and Vicky Vale and
They
shit.
were like this where like she was right here, he was right here, and then they were
Remember?
like that holding hands. Like they weren't like if
Shout
I
out
was
all
to take a
shout
picture,
out all my Batman fans. Like it was like Bruce Wayne and Vicky Vale. Remember they were at the table and she
oh
said,
yeah,
"Well,
salt. It
that's how Barack and Michelle look."
wasn't that bad. But like if I was taking a picture with my husband on my birthday, like he's sitting next to me, his arm is around me when we take a picture. You see what
Typically,
I'm saying?
yeah,
Like
like
that's
if you're
how we look when
couples,
we
yeah,
take
if
a
you're gonna
picture
take
on
a
my
picture, you're gonna
birthday.
be like next to each other. They were
I'll
like,
be leaning into him. He's gonna have his arm around me. Like he's gonna be trying to do a cool face because he doesn't like the smiling pictures. He's like, I was trying to do a cool
he
face,
had on
but
the intercom like King Joffrey Joffre and Akeem. It's like, yeah, is there something troubling you?
is
It's
it
like,
troubling you, my son?
no, father. It's like, it's not, you're not gonna need that much
No,
space.
but they were a little bit like where they were sitting, like I said, like here, and then their hands were just like
Like barely touching is like
you get. So I mean,
body language that combined with the Jennifer Aniston comments thing. I'm like, okay, that was weird and shit. That's when it just got weird. That's when I said I think I have to talk about it now because it's
hope not, because it's like after my point, I keep on saying, and I'll reiterate, if you've been married for 30 years, especially you've been married for 30 years, we go together.
out together.
At that point, we go together. I'm not saying bad marriage for life, but
Yeah.
like dating at 60 is wild. I'm just saying that. I'm not dating at 60. I'm not doing it.
That would be the wildest shit ever. Like if that would be Barack's leg. I think that would be bigger than the Lewinsky things. If Barack left Michelle for Jennifer fucking Aniston, like that would be the wildest story ever. I don't see how you top that. That'd be the wildest shit in the history of wild shit. It's like nobody would could have put that on their bingo card. That shit would be
Then
wild.
it's a combination of like I wonder if Michelle just she's like I don't want to be memed to death, so I rather okay I'll just take it like this where they're going to talk about me anyway. So rather than my presence be there because everyone's going to be in my face, I'm going to be
Body
memed to
language,
death.
and Michelle, like Michelle makes some faces. It's like she has an animated face. You don't want to catch her with one of those like stank faces looking at Trump like like
Yeah, at this motherfucker. Like I said, you have to remember Michelle is from the South Side of Chicago. She's from South Shore. She's the over East South Shore girl from Chicago.
and the Jimmy
And
Carter funeral, thinking back, like the seating chart, she would have been sitting right next to Trump. So that's why they had it like, yeah, president, first lady. Like that's the seat.
mhm,
She would have been sitting in between Barack and Trump. So like maybe she just want to sit right next to Trump, which is how Barack was right next to him because Michelle wasn't there and they were laughing.
yeah.
But Michelle would have been right next to Trump if she had
And
showed.
then to show some loyalty because Kamala is her girl, so it's kind of like,
Yeah.
I know my girl gotta be there, but I'm gonna show solidarity. I'm gonna show for my girl too. So maybe that's what I'm kind of like. I know rumors are out there, but I'm thinking that maybe she didn't want to be memed. So rather than, okay, you're going to talk about me because I'm not here, but at least you're not going to have me, like you said, me making one of these. Like if Trump says something and she's like,
Especially because she would have been
you're
sitting.
not going to have that face of me.
if he like,
doing that. So
yeah, instead of laughing like Barack, if he made a joke with her, she might have made like mother, like one of those faces and shit. And then you
because
know,
I know me, like I don't have a good poker face either. So like my body language, if I don't like somebody, and like I've done this before, where if somebody I didn't like was in my room in a room that I was in, and they were like talking to me, I just kept it. I kept it like one word, two word. I'm a talker, so if I only use one or two words to respond to you, that means I don't like you.
I got an inside joke for you. Like you
And
only
then I just removed
this for
myself. Like
another.
I just
This,
found an excuse to
I
remove
know
myself from the
this
room.
joke's for an audience of one. Like I have lines for you. Like let's kiss on the last one. Like the face you made on that. Is like,
And I'm making the face now.
that was like 30 years ago. But let's move forward a little bit. Where was I going with it?
Yeah, I think so. But
Oh, I didn't hear about this bullshit. It's like
oh shit.
it was a shooting happened in Florida. Let's yeah. Did you hear about it?
No, I heard about the one in Tennessee.
Oh no, this one is different. It's like I'll give the
Yeah.
backstory because I'm not gonna. I have the video, but obviously I'm not playing the
Oh
whole.
yeah, because yeah.
It was like it was a routine traffic stop. Like the brother, he had run the fucking red light or some. You know, like shit happens. It's like that's it
Hmm.
was like the Blues Brothers or Elwood ran the red light. And then like everything was cool. Compliant cop was cool. The driver was cool, which is the black dude. He was like, "Hey, yeah, you know you ran the red light." He's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, like get your license, red, you know the regular shit."
Yeah, the normal traffic
Asked,
stop.
yeah, like yeah. So, yeah, are you carrying a gun? Now he's like, "Oh yeah, I got my gun." He's like, "Okay, yeah, cool." It's like, well, where's it at? He's like, "Right here on my hip." It's okay, yeah. Well, for my safety and yours, I'm gonna have it removed like while we go through the traffic stop. Which some cops do. Like I'm not crazy about that shit because I have a right to carry my shit. But yeah, if I'm not acting crazy, yeah, like. But I get it. Yeah, some cops say like, yeah, just until the stop is over, I'm gonna have it removed, and that's where I'm gonna pick it up, right? Because then the second car comes up, like to to assist, and like
The second one comes up. Okay.
when this dumb lady and shit, yeah, yeah.
Let me not, because like I'm already jumping to conclusions. When you said the second card, I just started jumping to a conclusion. But let me see if it plays out like how I think, because like I've never seen this. I have no idea what this is, so
Okay, I'm
we're
gonna
gonna see where.
get my sound on, so I'm just making sure I'm sharing it right. Oh yeah, here it is.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, Jacksonville, Florida. So this is the lady's body cam. This is the first cop he's having a conversation with the dude. Yeah, okay, yeah. And I'm gonna pick it up from here. Let's unmute so we can
Looks
hear.
like a Tahoe.
Yeah, I think
Looks
it's
like
oh yeah.
it looks like a Tahoe. Okay.
Hey, he's very compliant. He does have a pistol on him, so
Why are you talking to me so?
where's your pistol at? On my side. Okay. So the hands on top of the vehicle for me. I appreciate that, man. Oh yeah. Oh shit. You okay?
Shot the man in the leg while taking the pistol off and shit. Yeah, just negligent fucking discharge and shit. Yeah. I don't know who her police training was. It was Chief Wiggum, like who trained this fucking broad and shit.
But that's not funny right, for the gentleman who got shot for
Yeah,
being compliant and doing that. That's not funny for him. It's funny for her because like
he
a
did
toddler
everything
could have took
right,
that out better.
and like just like she like the four basic firearms rules. Yeah, all guns are loaded. Yeah, never pointed at you doing anything you don't intend to shoot. The third one is finger off the trigger till you're ready to shoot. She pulled the shit out by the trigger, obviously. Yeah, because guns don't just go off by themselves. So she had to touch that trigger when she pulled it out of his holster. It went off, shot him in his leg and shit. Yeah. And then the brother night now, he said because he was a forklift operator, so he can't work obviously. So yeah, that man's about to be paid. And shit. Yeah, he
Oh
probably
yeah.
never have to work again in his life. Yeah, he's
Give him everything. Give
yeah,
him and his if he has a wife, give him his wife, his children, his children, his children's children. Give them everything
it's
because that was just stupid.
50 million minimum. I say that, brother. Look that
That
man.
was just dumb. It's like he looked like a guy who was still like younger,
Yeah,
you
he's
know what I mean?
39. Yeah, so yeah.
Okay, yes, I was looking like he was like maybe 30, 40. He looked like in his 30s or 40s.
39-year-old Jason Arrington. Yeah, is his name.
So
Yeah.
plenty of years behind you working.
Yeah.
Plenty of years you have left to work at 39. Plenty of years.
He worked for forklift, so like that's physical work. It's not like he had a desk job, so like he's like, yeah,
Mhm.
I don't know if I'm ever gonna be able to go to work again. He might walk with a limp the rest of his life. Like he
And
got
now, like I said, and then that's like an upstanding job too, being a fork. He's like
yeah,
I'm in there, I'm working,
right, made good money because like those jobs, like yeah, they you make a living wage. You may yeah,
yeah, union job, yeah.
yeah, good union job. Yeah, yeah. It's like so yeah.
I don't even think Khalil would have done that. And Khalil is 6. Like I'm just being
I'm gonna get
honest.
this
Like that
damn. I
was
gotta call her out. I'm gonna get the officer's name and shit.
I thought I was going to do something completely different. So my mind jumped to something. I thought that she was going to he has a gun. I thought she was going to pull out her. That's what I thought when you said shooting. I didn't know it was going to be that. And then when I saw it, I'm like, really, bruh? Really?
The other cops had to tell her I stopped before it got to because she's standing there looking down. They're like, "Hey, put the fucking gun down." The partner had to say like to tell, "Okay, just sit this shit down." Then they like sit him down on the pavement down. Well, one top ties the tourniquet around his leg to try to stop the bleeding, and eventually the ambulance came. It's like yeah, so. And to me, as a gun owner, shit like that like terrifies me. Like just a routine traffic stop, like hey, yeah, no tail light out, or you ran a red light, or you were speeding. It's like yeah,
Hmm.
and
Your tag may have been expired, even.
I'm transparent about with me. I don't live like because with Illinois, it comes up on the plate when they run your plate. It says if you have a concealed carry license, that comes
Oh, okay.
yeah, it comes up. So like the cops asked me, yeah, are you carrying right now? I've been asked that. And I don't deny it because like I'm not a criminal. Yeah, like I'm a legal gun owner. But
You're
yes,
a legal gun owner and you have a right to carry a
my
gun.
right hip right now. Like I don't lie, it's annoying. Because then like when you lie, is that can turn into something else. Then
Hmm.
they see the gun, like gun, and then shoot. It's like and then like
Hmm.
and then then they you could actually shoot me and then get out and then not get charged because I didn't say I had a gun. So I'm not going
Hmm.
for that shit. Y'all ain't gonna have to like be like say his name and shit with me. It's like that shit.
Hmm.
Well, he didn't say he had a gun, so yeah. But I've been pulled over and yeah, admitted, yeah, have it on me just like him. I ain't never had him take me out and take it off like that. Yeah. They just like said, okay, yeah, just cool, yeah. And then they just went around the business, like check bar, ran my shit. Either
Hmm.
gave me a warning or gave him my ticket and then went on about my business. Yeah. Yeah.
Who does that though? You're pulling it out with like,
Her name was Officer Caldwell. I don't have her first name and shit, but they said she has been fired, thank
yeah,
God.
you're never going to work. You
I think she needs to be prosecuted too.
never needs to work again in law enforcement. Never.
She needs
Never. I say
I
never.
think it's not enough. I want her to go to do some
I
jail.
want her to I want her to get some jail time
I
also.
don't
I
know what
do.
the charge would be. Yeah, like
Negligence.
negligence discharge, but she should do some time in jail, even if it's a couple of
Mhm.
years. That chick should go to jail. I think yeah, for that shit.
And she should do community service. She should do like some community service, like with disabled
Yeah,
people,
have to work with disabled folks,
like yeah, something like that.
gunshot victims and shit. Yeah,
Because
somebody,
anytime somebody is shot, it's a chance of paralysis. It's a chance of that when someone's shot. Because
especially
bullets, they can ricochet inside your body. They can.
especially in the leg, there's all kinds of like veins and arteries up in there, like tendons. There's all kinds of shit in
Mhm.
there, like where you could yeah, he might not walk straight ever again. We don't
And
know.
then let's not forget about anytime an open wound happens, that's risk of infection. So you can lose a limb to infection.
Yeah.
It just opens up, it just opens up so much stuff that can happen.
We don't know the long terms because this just happened a couple of weeks ago. You could like that man might have his leg amputated someday. We don't know like what the long term effect of this is going to be. Yeah.
Get that man everything.
Uh,
Bottom line, get him everything.
I saw it say he's a forklift. I said, and I was like, well, he's probably never going to have to work again. Like he's going to get paid and shit. Yeah. Like that man is going to get paid and shit. Yeah.
It's
'Cause
dumb. I'm sorry, like that.
and I've been seeing, all of the gun channels been going off on her. It's like this is dumb, bro. Because I
Who
follow a lot of
does that though?
all my gun homies been going off on her and shit. Yeah.
Now don't start that stereotype that women we're not capable of being officers. Now that's going to start that. Like, should women
We just
even
had
be
the whole,
officers? Now it's going to start
we just
that.
had the whole DEI conversation and all of
Right. Thank you. Now we're going to start that. Like,
open
yeah.
that up.
So
See that?
see,
See, see,
see.
see a DEI hire? It's like, yeah, that's
It's going to start that whole thing that women are incompetent in doing that, which is not true. I said because I know several lady officers. I know several of them.
as do I. Yeah,
So I mean, that's not
He
true, but
pulled
don't
over
let
like,
this one dummy
told
ruin
him
it.
I had a gun. It's like, yeah, and they didn't freak. None of them fucking pulled the trigger while it was in the holster and shit on me. Yes, that never happened and shit. Yeah, yeah,
Just dumb.
yeah, that shit was wild. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching, bro? Yikes. So let's move on to something. Well, let's do some quick takes before we move on to something.
Oh, okay.
Rest in peace. A couple of RIPs. First, Barry Michael Cooper, who was the writer of New Jack City, one of my favorite films of all
Oh,
time.
really?
Yeah, he died. And DJ Unk, Mr. Walk It Out, he
Walk
died.
it out. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, no,
I
because that
saw
shot me when I saw DJ Unk died.
a cause of death just came up as we were speaking. I'm gonna pull it up in 1 second.
I walk it out. I walk
I
it
saw
out.
that while we were literally just sitting there. It's like said DJ Unk's cause of death, so I'm gonna get that. But DJ Unk, he died in his sleep on January 24th after suffering cardiac arrest. It was a cardiac arrest. Yeah,
How old was he?
let me get that. Hold on. I know he was a young guy. He probably wasn't even 40. I bet. Yeah. Oh, he was 43, so he was like, yeah, he was a little older than
Oh, like my age. Wow.
I thought maybe he was like still in his 30s, maybe because
Because I was like, I knew he wasn't that. I was like, he's either 40 or because like I knew he wasn't that old.
yeah, I had him around 40, but he was 43. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
So rest.
walk it out.
So that's a couple
Is
of
that why we have bad knees as millennials? Now walking out because like doing all them dances. Why our knees are so bad.
yeah, that's a classic. Um, oh, I know where I was going next. Michael Jordan's Highland Park Mansion finally sold and shit. I'm gonna tell you what the new owners are doing with it, yeah, because I have that news too.
It's an Oscar.
He got bread if it was him. The rest of the paper because this thing sold for 9.5 million. I'm looking at it on Zillow right now. Yeah, sold for 9.5 million. So 9 bed, 19 bathrooms. And so yeah, it's a lot of pissing going on there.
So got 19 bathrooms. I could shit all day.
Shit
It's
all
right by my
you
head.
can shit all week and shit in that one 19. Wayne at 10, he shit all day. Like Jordan could shit all week. It's like you got 19.
I'm trying to think about this cleaning. Like I have three bathrooms, and like even sometimes like just try to clean my three. Sometimes I'm like, oh, like,
I got
but 19, I
I
can't
got
even
two and I'm
imagine.
annoyed by them. I had
I can't
two.
even imagine you like clean 19
I clean the
bathrooms.
one I use mostly more of the time, more than the other one. The other one I get to that shit eventually.
I know I neglect my basement bathroom sometimes. Like we don't be in, we kind of neglect it sometimes.
Michael, I got yeah, here it is. Yeah. It's now called Champions Point. Yeah. It's now offering the fans the chance to live like NBA royalty 1 week at a time. So I guess it's like they Airbnb in this
It's
shit.
on Airbnb it. Wow.
Yeah. But guess how much per
I was
week?
gonna say, what's the pricing for this Airbnb?
You take
Pricing
a
them
guess.
ridiculous.
You take a guess.
For a weekend?
We're saying 1 week at a time. They do a weekly rent.
Oh, 1 week. I was gonna say for a weekend. A week, 20,000,
Mm.
50.
$1 million.
Oh, they're crazy as hell. Ain't nobody doing that.
$1 million to live
That's
like that
crazy
for
as
1 week.
hell.
Even Mike would look at that and be like, nigga, please. Even Mike wouldn't pay
I'm
$1 million.
doing Mike. He looking at you know the Michael Jordan meme when he's laughing in the tablet.
That's just crazy. Because it
Because
has
even 20,000 for a week, that would be,
that's ridiculous. Yeah.
that would be a lot.
And they told they have all the amenities listed. Yeah, of course the indoor court, which you've seen. Yeah, the full court is in there. Fitness center, the putting green. Michael Jordan was a golf
Yeah,
enthusiast.
he liked to golf.
His own section, yeah, on the property, and tennis court. He also got the 23 gates are still there. So like, and what else he got? Yeah, swimming pool, the theater, the wine cellar, and a cigar room. And he had poker tables up in there too. So there you go.
It's not nothing there to justify spending $1 million a week.
And it says it's gonna rent it out for private events like weddings. So yeah, like if you got it and you want to rent Michael Jordan's mansion out for your wedding, it's like for $1 million. There you go, homie.
I know, but well, I can't say ain't nobody gonna do it, but
But it's probably it's some Oscar would do it if he had the money.
Oscar, Oscar might have the money.
Oscar might do it and shit. We said you said he probably bought the shit. It's like there's a guy named John Cooper, like he was Oscar. Yeah, like I'm
Yeah, John Cooper, aka Oscar.
John Cooper LLC. What? No, I'm just kidding.
I'm convinced it's Oscar.
I wish the initials were the same, like Oscar, like OG, like I wish they had the same initials, just like with a different name.
Like a pseudonym, yeah.
That would be hilarious and shit. Yeah,
Orman Goldman.
that's funny.
Like, is that Oscar?
Yeah, Oscar is a guy like we knew back in the day. Like
Yeah, that we do. People like, what the
the
hell?
biggest
Who the hell is Oscar?
Let me tell the story. We say he when my dad he owned a card shop and and obviously it was the 90s. We sold a lot of Chicago Bulls stuff, Jordan
A
and
lot of bull stuff.
yeah. And Oscar was like the world's biggest Jordan fan.
Biggest Michael Jordan
Michael
fan.
Jordan, he owned it, anything Jordan on it. Not just any Jordan card. Like he would buy if Jordan was like in the background, it could be a Scrubs card. Let's say like Dale Curry. Sorry, Steph. It's like yeah, it's a Dale Curry card. And like if Jordan is in the background, he'd buy that. It's like
Looking like that, yeah.
there's Jordan right there to like Dale's left. And he would do like stuff too. It's like, okay, I see 'cause you know what type of knee pass Jordan? Okay, that's Jordan's knee. Like this and this Vlade Divac card. Like yeah. So he knew like that was Jordan's knee because he could tell like what kind of pads Jordan that's Jordan's knee. So he would buy like that's the level of Jordan.
That's how level he was.
He'd buy like the
I was
scrub
with
card.
Dad one day when Dad pulled a card out the pack. It was like a Jordan card he was looking for, and then he
Yeah,
found it. And
like
then he said he sold it. He was able to sell it to Oscar for $1,000. I remember that.
yes. All the
So I
starting
was like, whoa, because he was like, yeah,
lineup figures,
Oscar.
all the starting lineup figures, Oscar, like in Jordan
Mhm.
had several. Yeah, for those that remember the little action figures from the 90s, the starting lineup.
Yeah.
And like and I know why Jordan you can never find Jordan on the shelf. I won't tell that secret right now. But
Yeah,
yeah,
we won't tell that
the reason
secret.
why you had to go like to my dad's hobby shop and get those, you couldn't find them in toys. Because remember, you could never find Jordan in Toys R Us. I was like, I know he's popular, but yeah, I just want one Michael Jordan figure. I was like, that's why you can't get it out now.
You gotta have connects.
Gotta have your plug and shit. Our dad was the Jordan plug for Oscar. There you go. Oscar's still around. Like I wanted, would he stay here? He ended up writing a book about his Jordan collection. Yeah, he
He
wrote.
did.
He had a book like basically showing all of his stuff. So he made his money back because he wrote a whole book about Jordan memorabilia.
Now
It
I'm going to
became
watch that show that mom be watching. It's like about collectors with Lisa Welchel from Facts of Life, and then they'd be following people around. And I'm like, I want to see Oscar on there because he does have the biggest Michael Jordan collection. So he should be on that show.
really should, yeah.
So Oscar, if you listen, hopefully this message gets to Oscar. Look up that show, that Lisa Welchel show about the collectors, about my fancy collection or whatever it's called, and get on there because everybody needs to see your Michael Jordan collection.
Since we talking basketball, let's go into NBA All-Star starters have been announced. I'm
Ooh,
pulling it up right now.
who we got? Who we got?
It's that time of year, All-Star time, yeah. So
Yeah, because All Star is around Valentine's Day.
yep.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's wow. That's going to be like in 3 weeks.
yep. Trade
Yeah.
deadline's coming up too. A lot of that, yeah,
Thanks.
All-Star and the trade deadline all around this time.
Hmm.
Hold on. I'm pulling up my all-star starters. I don't see it right now on my NBA. Let's find it. I was talking about the Jordan mansion. I didn't even have this ready and shit. But we are at that time of year, and there we go. All-star starters. I got
We
it.
know that it's voting by the fans. We
Fans
know
pick
that.
starters. Yeah,
Yes. So let's just preface with that for people be like, I didn't so and so. It's like the fans vote for the starters. It's always been like that.
yep. which is why you would have like Yao Ming when he was like way like past his prime and say because like you got all of China
All
vote,
of China voted,
he would
and
be
it's a billion of them. So,
okay. The all-star starters I got from X right now. Yeah,
mhm.
want to start West or you want to start East?
We can go with
Okay, Western Conference.
the
Hold on.
state.
All right, point guard. Once here's one of those things. Here's one of those things right here that we talked about how popularity of fans voting. Steph Curry. It's like, yeah, like I don't think Steph is an all star anymore. But the Warriors are very popular. It's like, yeah, it's like he's definitely on the back end. But I'll go with it.
He's a golden boy.
I got to see what other guards were out west is like. Yeah, I know one that's who's got snubbed. I would put it. And then, of course, like the other guard, SGA, like who's probably
Yeah,
MVP this year. Like, yeah,
yeah,
SGA might be the MVP this year.
yeah.
Forwards, of course, like LeBron James, we know that. It's like, yeah,
Duh.
there's another popularity, Kevin Durant. Like, Durant, I don't think he's an all star anymore either. He's kind of washed and shit. And then
He kind of has flashes here and there, but
Joker is the center. It's like, yeah,
of
so
course, yeah. That's yeah.
right, best, yeah. In the East, Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell. That's your backcourt. The
I
Knicks,
like it. I like it.
Knicks are
I like
balling,
it.
yeah. And
Yeah.
the Cavaliers, I think number one in the East right now. So yeah,
Yeah, they are.
yeah, yeah. The
Mm,
other top team in the East, Jason Tatum. He's like yeah, one of the forwards. Giannis,
hmm.
who's always in the conversation, MVP
Yeah,
talk.
and it's
And our center in the East, yeah, Cat. We got
oh,
Nick in the starting lineup. I'm like, okay,
oh,
Knicks.
okay.
Knicks like Stephen A.
Well,
So
this got two.
yeah, Stephen A. is somewhere happy. He got two Knicks in the starting five for the Eastern Conference.
When's
Yeah,
the last time that happened?
when was that shit? Yeah. Parties with Ewing and like I don't even know if it happened during then. It's like yeah, shit. If I don't know, maybe Walt Frazier and Willis Reed. I don't know. Shit, yeah, we might have to go back to the '70s and shit. I
Said
don't know.
Walt Frazier, right?
We might have to go back to the '70s and shit.
No, we like to just make fun of the Knicks because
Of course, yeah, because they're the Knicks. Like,
it's the Bulls Knicks rivalry. We got a, Bulls fan forever, but I mean, the less said about our team right now, the better.
yeah, no Bulls. I don't think we're gonna. I don't think the Bulls get an All Star this year. Like,
Nah,
I don't see it. Who Zach, Kobe White, who would even be an All Star with the Bulls? I don't see it. Bulls don't get one this year. I don't see it. I don't see it.
I've been playing, but
I don't see him making the All
look
Star.
at our team though. Part of it you have to win though too. Like if we had a better record than Zach, I would say if we had a better record.
Zach has made it. Yeah, he's a
'Cause
more.
Zach is balling. Like Zach is he's
Yeah,
balling, but our record is shit. So, you know.
you know, who didn't make the All Star team on the Eastern Conference. Yeah, Jimmy
Hmm.
Butler. It's like yikes. Let's talk about it before we
Well,
wrap this up. Yeah, Jimmy
well,
was bad
Jimmy doesn't even like get on the plane, so there's that.
with the Miami Heat. Is like here's the story from what I've heard is like Jimmy, he's no spring ticket. He's closer to the end than the beginning. So he wants that one big contract before he hangs it up for good. The
Hmm.
contract extension is like but the Riley, the Heat are like, we'll wait till the contract runs out and talk then. It's like, we're not extending you right now, basically, is what he said. So Butler's like, I'm not coming to work then. It's like, so that's what started it, yeah. Because he wants that extension. Because like when you those old guys, it's like yeah, like the chances of your numbers are just gonna typically unless you like LeBron, your numbers are typically gonna keep going down.
Yeah, your numbers are gonna go
By
down.
the
Yeah.
end of the contract is like Jimmy's probably gonna get less because his contract is what 2 years from now. He's probably gonna get less in 2 years than he would get right now in an extension and shit.
Hmm.
Which is why he wants to secure it now. It's like he's and I guess he feels he earned it. It's like I carried y'all to two finals and everything. Like I want my extension, but my
Yeah,
thing
especially
with
that one meme where like he literally carried the team because he was like this laying over like
Stover, I remember
but
that.
the way he was looking like he literally carried that team on his back. That one
Yeah.
he literally had them on his back.
My thing is this is they had a good conversation about this on Inside the NBA. I don't know if you saw it with the panel had a good my
Mm-mm.
thing I talk about what they said and I give my take is where Shaq is more with Jimmy, but Charles, Kenny, and even EJ, they were like, nah, you gotta, you're under contract, you should be out there on the court. With Jack was like, hey, I mean, he wants to get, he feels he works more than he shouldn't. Yeah, if he feels he needs to sit out to prove a point, then he should sit out. It's like, Shaq. And now we see why the difference because what caused the rift between Shaq and Kobe back in the day. Because Shaq did that back then, 20 years ago. Because
Mm.
when they were winning titles, like the Lakers, like best team in the league, is like Kobe, like the competitor. Let's win as many chips as possible. Shaq though, yeah, he got the surgery like right during the preseason the one year because he didn't want to give up his offseason. Yeah, I got hurt on company time, so I healed on company time. So you remember,
I remember that, yeah.
when you get a surgery like September, October, it's like you're not gonna be like in real game shape till like February. So like
Yeah.
by then you didn't
So the
wait.
All-Star break, yeah.
It is like, yeah, you didn't waste it half. Whereas if you get it right at the beginning, like in June or early July and shit, like by training camp, you might be coming around
Mhm.
by then. It's like, yeah.
And definitely way before Christmas you have it. Definitely way before Christmas you'll be all the way together. Yeah.
But that pissed Kobe off. Is like because we only have a small teams have a small window to win titles. Like nobody's
Hmm.
good forever. It's like, yeah, we good now. We winning. Like, yeah, like maybe we can win 4 or 5 of these things. It's like they won 3. It's like maybe we can win 4 or 5. And
Hmm.
Kobe ended up winning 5 like later on. But yeah, he's like, maybe we can win 4 or 5. But Shaq was like, hey, I got hurt on company time. And that's what he's like. He's like, hey, I fuck this shit. Like I would sit out too. Like Shaq probably would have sat out and shit when he was with Miami back then. He would have sat out. If I'm Jimmy, I would sit out too. And like they were going at it. I'm kind of with the yeah. If you signed a contract, you should you're under contract. Play out the contract. That's one thing you could say about LeBron is like when he was in bad situations, he played out his contract. He would leave at the end, it's like take his talents to South Beach. But he played the contract out. He didn't just
Played the
not
contract.
he didn't no show games because he was unhappy with what Cleveland was doing. He's like, yeah, I'll play my contract
Mhm.
out now. We're talking July. It's like that's what yeah, like I think yeah, you gotta come to work. That's my thing. It's like you under contract. Just
It's like the person who just wants to get fired and collect unemployment. Like, okay, I'm gonna make you fire me so I can collect.
and Jimmy is demanding a trade now. It's like, Bradley is not trying to hear that. I think just
Oh
to
yeah, Pat Riley gangster. He ain't going for it.
not giving you what you want. Yeah, like I'd rather you sit at home and make 50 million than to trade you. Like that's petty. Like I'd rather pay you to sit home and shit. Like that's what Riley say.
Hmm.
Yeah, we'll send you home and shit and just pay you to sit home and shit. Yeah. And now,
Yeah.
like, if you don't play any more games, now you know your value is gonna be zero by the end of the contract. You
Hmm.
haven't played in 2 years or whatever. It's like you definitely not getting extended. Nobody is. You
Nobody gonna get
might
you.
be lucky to get a
Because
league
now, not only that, but you're branded as a trouble.
trouble.
You're
Yeah,
a bad seed now.
and people haven't seen you. We don't even know if you can play anymore. We ain't
You can't
seen.
even play anymore.
Yeah, you might be fat and out of shape now. We don't know. It's like we ain't seeing you playing. Might be like that. So like it's that's getting messy in Miami and shit. So I don't.
Well,
If I was to trade him, well, I wouldn't trade him to a contender. Definitely
no.
to the worst team in the league just to be petty. That's what
You said Utah. Eddie.
they in the middle of nowhere and they suck. Is like so. That's like so that's like where I would do. Like we're sending you to the Jazz and shit. For whatever they sit back and shit.
A damn shame.
But hopefully that gets resolved. But those are your all-star starters. So by this time next week, we should know the reserves like then, because they usually have which and that's picked
And
by
by this time,
the coaches picked
and
it.
by this time next week, we'll also have the people for the Super Bowl.
Our Super Bowl predictions, we're gonna give that next
I
week.
think we'll also have that ready.
Shout
So,
out Bay too. Like yeah, Kendrick Lamar announced that the SZA is one of his guests at the Super Bowl. So oh yeah, so it's a
because they had the Black Panther song, so that makes sense.
this
Yeah,
is having a hot 2025 because she got new album, a new movie, and now
a
she got
movie.
the Super Bowl.
I
Yeah,
kind of want to see it because people are saying it had like a Friday type feel to it.
yeah. I haven't seen it, but that's what I heard. I think you told me that. Yeah. And I've seen the
Yeah.
Yeah, with her and Kiki. I've seen the preview.
And I seen what you're calling in it. So she has like her comedic timing, like her mom, Maude Apatow, because
Okay.
she's in it. Because
Okay.
as soon as I saw her, I knew that was her. I was like, I remember that because she looks like Leslie Mann. She looks like her mom. So I'm like, yeah, she has her comedic
Seen
timing,
that
it looks like.
yeah, the Apatow girl who've seen that. So hot 2025 so far for the lovely SZA. There you go.
Yo, girl.
So I'm definitely excited about halftime for the Super Bowl, and I think we should wrap it up right now. Not another damn podcast. Episode 397. Definitely
Yes.
appreciate what you supporting us and all of that. Give us a like if you want to support us further. Also, subscribe, share, rate, review all your platforms. Talking Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, SoundCloud, iHeart, YouTube, your Amazon Alexa devices, and of course, follow me at Ozman the Wizard, Instagram, TikTok, X, Oz Radio, Snapchat, Facebook as well.
And you can check me out, MSIMA8626 on Instagram, TikTok, and X. Also, SER8GLA7 on Instagram. Also, please like the Straight Gully Facebook fan page and check out straightgully.com for your blogs and your vlogs.
I'm Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
Talk to you later. I'm gone.